Hey.
All right, welcome back, man. It's a VIP show with Dirty Eagle, and that is.
You know who it is. It's Candy Girl. How y'all guys doing?
Hey, man, look, I gotta kind of tell a quick story about this one.
Go ahead.
So,
Hello.
a lot of people don't know how we met, and they don't know how we got into a particular field. Not me and you met, but us and this young, beautiful black woman right now.
Yes, the Black Queen.
So,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know, we have a business that we've run for about 6-7 years, and we've been involved in the industry about 10. They think we just rappers and singers and stuff like that.
It's more to us than
It's more
that.
to us, man. You got to have multiple streams of income. But we went to go see Ms. Zakiya she was our client. We were going to do her insurance
mom
policy.
first, though, right?
We met her mom. Yeah,
Yes.
beautiful woman. Oh,
Yes, I love
and she
it.
act younger than Zakiya.
Yeah, she do act.
She the real turn up queen.
She act younger than me. Yeah.
I remember we went to her birthday party.
Yeah.
Yes, she was over there getting
She
down.
was getting down.
Yeah, she got a stripper pole in the
She
basement.
did. She asked me to come there one time. Like,
Wait a
I
minute.
girl, feel about this.
She was trying to keep you.
Whipped cream. That's what we call it. Whipped cream. Yeah.
So we
Okay.
were going to see Zakiya, and she was our client. We took care of her insurance and everything like that, and she kept looking at us weird. So I was like, hi, and she was like, you both look like y'all should be on TV.
We was like, cut it
We
out.
was like, yeah, all right, that's cool. Anyway, your
Right.
policy
I called
be
y'all
here.
the beautiful people.
Yeah, you
Oh
called
my
us the beautiful people.
gosh.
So we was like, blah blah blah. Your policy be, and she was like, no, you don't understand. You guys need to be on TV.
Yeah, she
And
did.
I'm like, okay, thank you. She was like, no, listen to me. You're going to be on TV. And I was like, okay. Speak that. We feel you. She was like, no, fill this out real quick, and I'm going to get y'all on
That was
Empire.
so funny.
I said, wait, stop playing with me. She was like, yeah. And
Come
I
on,
kid you
Empire.
not. Yeah, I'm like, Empire? Like with Terrence? And Taraji? She was
Taraji?
like, yeah. And we did. We filled some stuff out. If you want to know about it, DM us, and we can help you get on some television shows and stuff like that. But yeah, man, and I kid you not.
20 minutes later.
20 minutes later, we got an email.
We definitely got the rush call.
A rush call to be on Empire.
She wasn't
and
lying.
we were on Empire with
She wasn't
Taraji,
lying.
Terrence.
Beautiful people.
Oh, that was dope.
It was so dope.
Yeah,
We
man.
thank you so much.
One of the greatest human beings you will ever meet. Super
sweetheart.
humble.
Super,
She
super.
is more than just an actress. She's a real estate agent. She was in the Navy for probably longer than I
Thank
was
you for
living.
your services.
I know she looks 21 years old, but yeah, she has served our country. We have the one, the only Miss Zakiya.
Zakiya.
26 keys. Yes.
Hey.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good, big sexy. I mean,
Big
Dirty
sexy.
Eagle.
Can't close your eyes.
Big
It's about to
sexy.
be staging.
Oh.
My dick gonna come after me. She gonna want her money. All right. Well, what's up? You know what? Y'all are the most beautiful people I've ever seen. And so when I
Cut it
knew
out.
that y'all was gonna walk up into Empire and be like, yes, it is us.
You know what's funny about that? When we went on the Empire, they literally, we walked on, and they was like, oh, you already seen costume? We was
We
like,
was like,
nah,
no, this is what we
these
had.
are our clothes.
Look at God. Look at.
Hey, hold on real quick, Zakiya. Candace,
No.
Candace,
I am so
I'm going to
sorry.
need you to leave the set and come back like you're a professional.
Oh!
Get the ass off my set right now.
Where's her PAs? Where are your PAs?
Troy, dock her pay today. Get off the stage and come back as a professional. I'm sorry, Zakiya. This is normally not how we handle this show.
No, I'm sorry.
That's the only pass you ever going to get.
It's 1,800
Don't
coconuts.
ever
sitting
mess
there.
up Zakiya's interview again.
Zakiya, I am so
I'm
sorry.
famous. I got a lot of interviews coming. So
That's
we
right.
gotta work. Hey.
So anyway,
Sorry.
so how did you actually get into the acting deal?
Okay, so I came out the womb acting,
I believe
but
it.
outside of that, when I went to college, I was so bored, and people
Really?
said I had so much personality. I decided to go back to school for theater. I went
Really?
and I was bored.com, but I finished the degree. And so one of the young ladies that was at the same college as me, she came back and she was in unnamed Chirac movie and some other stuff.
I didn't even watch it, but
You
okay.
didn't?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
okay.
watched it for Nick Cannon. I just needed his chest, but now I'm so
I
over
just
it,
need
Nick
his
Cannon right now.
chest.
And so things have changed. And so I reached out to her and I was like, man, she said, I want you to be in a play that I'm doing. I was like, cool. I ain't got nothing else to do. She's like, all right. And I said, I just want to be on Empire. I'm back in Chicago. I want to be on Empire. She said, for real? I said, for real. She's like, do. The next day, they were like, hey, we need you on set.
That's really
I
dope.
was like, what? For real? Let's do this. And so then I signed up for every TV show that was in Chicago. And that first year, I did every TV show out there in the snow, freezing my asthma off.
Yeah.
For
Toes
sure.
was just like,
I'm not getting frostbite.
yeah, no,
I can't do it.
But so I decided at that point in time that was one of the things that I just absolutely love to do, deal with people. And I have so many split personalities. It worked out really well. So when I went on set, I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I do feel like that.
So, and that's one of the things that's when I say personality, fearless. We on set and she's walking up to main.
She's walking up to the main actors and actresses.
And no, what's great about her?
What's that?
That she makes sure she's remembered by them. She gives them little gifts and stuff
trinkets.
like that. I've been on set with her, and she gives not little just basic trinkets, like real serious
Really?
gifts. She gives them, and they remember her. So now it goes from her coming up to them, breaking their walls down, and then to the point where they're looking for Zakiya when they get on set. Like, where's Zakiya? It's crazy.
Missing their little gift.
No, it's just they remember her. She has that personality.
She's a gift to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love you.
are.
Yes. So I'm a firm believer, and people say, Zakiya, you're going to be broke all your life. I'm like, I've never been broke.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firm believer that you should always leave a part of you behind. Right. And so, most people come on set and they want to take a picture. Mm-hmm. And so why not I deposit something into you? You may never remember me. You may never see me again, but you might remember, hey, what's that? And so for the Shy, I gave one of the actresses what they call a challenge coin. And so you can't get that outside the military. So that is specifically a thing. So she was like, what is this? And I had explained it to her. She's like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I was like, yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. And so, I believe that we're put on this earth for different reasons, and my reason is to give back. And so any and every opportunity I possibly can, I try to give as many people some part of me to remember me.
Well, you're always
and my smile is continually giving
I'm telling you. Now, I know another thing that you're involved in is real estate. How did you get involved with real estate?
So again, real estate, I was in board.com. No, I moved back here from...
I need you to be bored all the time because you do amazing things.
Exactly.
When I'm at board.com. Yeah. So I came back and there was not... So I when I got out of the Navy, I taught third grade outside of teaching.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a whole other video.
You could have been Casey's teacher.
No. That's not what you wanted. That's not what you wanted.
Get over here.
Yeah. It was Mortal Kombat for me all the time.
Finish her.
No lunch, no snacks, no nothing.
Oh my God. The kids remember me. And I'm like, oh my God, are you the same?
Where'd you teach at?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, no, I'm saying what state? What state were you?
Virginia.
Yeah, my state,
your state, and
Virginia's full of lovers.
Yeah, not where I was at. No.
Oh, you must have been you must have been in Norfolk.
Yep, that's where I was at.
Bougie, bad and bougie.
And so I did that. I did home health care. I if you name it, I did it.
So many titles.
Right? I had everything. I had every hat that could be on your body. And so when I came back here, I said, I did the TV shows, but I wanted to always give back to people. And so I've always wanted to give away homes. And the only way to give away homes is to own them, right?
For sure.
And so I had two cousins that were in real estate at the time, and I worked with one of them, and she was teaching me some stuff, and I was like, wow, this is really interesting because there are so many people that are out there. We don't tend to own anything. We rent for 40 years, and we spend $600,000 giving to somebody else, and at the end of the day, we have absolutely nothing.
Right.
And so I was tired of seeing people that look like me with no insurance and no property. And I'm like, hey, how do I make a change? And so I decided I wanted to get into real estate, and I wanted to educate people on credit. And no, I don't do credit repair, but my friend Yamika Webb at YW.
Shout out to Yamika Webb.
Woohoo, Yamika.
Where's she at?
Oh, she's in Georgia.
What's the name of her company?
YW Consulting.
Oh, shout out to YW Consulting.
Facebook and Instagrams, okay?
So remember when you hear this and your customers start boosting, you owe us.
Yamika.
She got you.
We take sponsorships. Anyway.
We take homes.
We take homes. We take free credit.
Hey, I'm gonna call you. I might be like yummy. And so I thought it was so important to educate our people because we're at a place right now, whereas our youth are not educated, and so we
Yes.
spend $15,000-$16,000, and I say we just as a general statement on prom and graduation and possibly a car, and then when it's over with, your child has nothing to show. But can you imagine if you use that prom money and put it in an investment property? Can you imagine when your child graduated from 8th grade, if you started with something and started to teach them about the importance of their credit and the importance of home ownership? Because there's one thing there's no more of, and that's land. There's no more. And so when it runs out, the people that have the most of it, they get to win this monopoly that we call life.
And you know what? You said something, and I think I think we talked about it not too long ago. Prom. There's people that spend $10,000, $15,000, $20,000.
I'm not doing it.
And we are those people. Black people, they tend, not all of us.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
Black people, they tend to spend all this money like that is the last celebration we're ever going to have for our children. And that's it. Some people go completely into debt for it. But imagine if we can shift our, and we are truly the only people that do that. White people don't do that. You get a nice little dress, man get a little suit, and then they off the prom, go to the party, and afterwards you do whatever you do afterwards. But that's it. We do this big celebration like it's a transition from this point in life to this point in life. Like there will not be another major accomplishment.
Right.
If we could shift the mind frame from that and go from us doing that to investing. Imagine if we take that $10,000, $15,000 and invest into the property. That would be so much better, and our children actually can start building up a legacy for themselves.
I just told Zayiya, I ain't paying no high bill for your prom just so you can be parading around in with your mask outside this year.
And if you
that's what they're doing this year.
If you think about it, prom. I went to prom many years ago.
Like 5 years ago.
1992. So we
Wow.
weren't even in the same decade. And my dress is gone. My prom date, God rest his soul, he's gone. And so the only thing that I had, no, really, he's gone. And we maintained a really great friendship until he left this world. But there is nothing from prom that I remember. But I bought a piece of property when my daughter was born. I said I was going to leave my children a legacy and not debt. And so I bought a house. And so I'm in my second house now. And I look at, I had a friend and she's swarping down this $20,000 and she spent $22,000 on her kids to go to prom. And she was like, well, it's a big celebration.
She really did that.
Oh, she really did that.
I believe it.
And I'm like, why? You bought your daughter a wedding dress? Because that's what she
That's
bought.
what it
a
is.
wedding dress. And then she had it tailored for 4 hours of and then the girl didn't even like her. She's like, the food is boring and I'm ready to go.
So I hope she was able to wear it for her wedding.
No.
She's not old enough. She just
Oh, it was just, this is recent.
Yeah, she just recently graduated.
She better save that. I'm gonna tell you, if I buy a
never wear it again.
$22,000 dress,
No, she
or
spent $22,000 on prom.
oh, period.
Yeah.
Okay, if I spent
dress probably
$5,000
$5,000.
on the dress,
Probably something like that, yeah.
you gonna keep this for prom.
She
You gonna
not.
keep this for your wedding. You gonna keep this for your children's
No.
children.
But see, this is where the issue comes at. You just taught your child to do the same thing that you did because we are the best and biggest teachers for our children. So if they see you doing a particular thing, they believe that's what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
So you have to teach them with your actions, not your words. So you can't say, I spent $5,000 on this dress. Girl, you're going to wear this for your prom. You're going to wear it for your wedding. And then you're going to pass it down to your kids because they're not going to do that.
Oh,
They're
no.
really emulating
Well, it
the
ain't going to be me because I already told
Oh,
you
yeah.
that. Your limit is 150, maybe two.
Yeah,
But
100.
Here's the thing that blows my mind with us. We'll spend $22,000. Okay, let me go down. We'll spend $5,000 for prom.
Right.
But in 2 months, we come and we're like, we doing a trunk party. But
Oh, yeah.
I ain't bringing a damn thing. You what?
I'm not
I'm
going
like,
to
It's on your body.
right.
I'm not
That
going to
yeah.
this
You.
That's the trunk
Your
party.
trunk party was prom. I need you to understand
For sure.
that. Well, my baby needs, and your baby don't need a damn thing.
Nah.
You had it
You
for
had
prom.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you decided now, why don't you just go on the Ross or whatever on somebody rack and grab that, throw some
They got nice
bedazzle it
looking
and make it
bedazzled
good.
prom
Yeah.
dresses.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Being a real estate agent, I know you've seen everything that you possibly see. Is there a particular area or part of real estate you tend to shy away from and not want to deal with?
Yes.
Oh, come on, this is VIP. You can tell us.
All right. So I don't mind doing renters, but I kind of shy away from renters.
Why is that?
So a lot of times It's not any specific group, but a lot of times you'll have a renter and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I got $1,500 a month." You say, "Okay, cool." So that means you're making like 45. Right. Oh no, I make 15. So how you gonna pay? You need to make at least 3 times.
So I mean, your rent, the house or property that you're renting it will be only $500 because you have to make 3 times.
That's what I'm right.
You need to make 3 times, or you'll have somebody and they'll say, "Well, I want this. I want a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, full basement, 2-car garage.
But I want to pay.
I want to be in the best neighborhood, and I could do $2,000 a month."
I was getting ready to say.
And then they say, you say, "Well, what's your credit look like?" And they say, 2. 2 what?
Just 2.
2. Just 2.
I only got 2.
So again, that's where it comes in the education of people. Like, hey, we need to have a real discussion. I do shy away from anybody that says, "I'm in a hurry. I gotta move. I gotta move in like 2 weeks." Why do you need to move in 2 weeks? Are you being evicted? Why did you wait to this last minute to do that? And so again, it's a conversation to have. Like, hey, we need to prepare you. I do run into people that are paying exorbitant amounts for rent, and you're like, you could buy a house. Let's calm down. Let's look at some things. Let's get the big picture here and do that rather than you're just shelling out money.
Right.
I've had an instance where one day, wonderful client, she had to pay a year's worth of rent in advance because she had a 2. I mean, it was just, and it's really not a 2. I don't think it can go that low. Yeah. But it was pretty bad. And so, you know, sometimes you'll run into people and then their parents had a 2 too, and or they do payday loans, and you know, instead of just saying, "Okay, listen, you might have to put that pack of Newports down
for sure
for a couple months and bum a couple of cigarettes so you can pay some debts off." And so it's not that I don't like renters. I just shy away because a lot of times they're not prepared to go into renting, and or they have to leave from somewhere because again they might be in the process of getting evicted, or you know, whatever the case may be. And so you're having a conversation, and then they go, "Well, you suck. You can't find me a place." No, you suck because you haven't taken care of business.
Right.
And so, you know.
And you know what? I because we were in a position where we had to rent before, and we had a real estate agent look for us, and I know times have changed. It used to be where, you know, the real estate agent, and I'm know this information only because you told me. But I remember, I know that the agent that found us the property before we got our home now, they got the first month's commission. Like, so whatever that first month was, they got paid that. But the times have changed. It's not like that. So you know, let me ask you something. You know, is it worth even working with someone and doing a rental property? Because you have to go out of your home. You have to go to the office. You have to look up houses. Well, I'm pretty sure you probably could even do that from home. But leaving your home to show these people these properties, no one ever falls in love with the first location. They always want you to show them 9, 10, 12, 57 places. Then after you find that 57 place that they eventually like, and the credit does work out and all that good stuff, and let's say they are paying $1,500 a month, people don't realize what you actually make off of that. So let's just say it's $1,500 a month. What's your actual, if you don't mind, what do you make off of that?
Okay, so I'm a licensed real estate agent.
Are.
There is no standard. So that's full disclosure. So to say, so I've never even seen a listing that said 1 month's rent. So that's pretty interesting. Next question, because I don't know how to really answer that. But trust me, by the time I'm done with somebody and they go to 5711 houses, I probably got enough money to go to McDonald's off of a renter.
So it's not worth it.
I'm not going to say that because I enjoy helping people. And so there have been some renters that I might as well have paid them to find them a place. But at the end of the process, I was able to put them in somewhere that, or assist them in finding somewhere for them to be with their families and safely there. In addition to that, I try to prepare everybody for home ownership and try to have that conversation. Some people don't ever want to own anything. They don't want to own a cat. let alone a piece of property.
I mean, it's a lot to property,
right?
You know,
and so that's understandable that, I'm trying to think of the right words to say. It's always worth it to help somebody. It's the problem comes in when you're trying to help them, and one, they're not honest in the beginning. So you might say, "Hey, any credit problems, any evictions?" "Oh no, I have nothing. There's nothing." Okay. Then you go to bed and you're working for them and you're taking them to 5711 houses, and then they put in an application that comes back, "Hey, they have 3 evictions," and you're like, "What the?" Before we even went to this, I asked you so we wouldn't go to places like that. So honesty is the most important thing when you're dealing with an agent, whether you're a renter or a buyer. Honesty,
right? Honesty, period.
You're in a relationship with your agent. I hate to tell people, look, if your credit is bad, because a lot of things that we're looking at, there's restrictions that are on there. So if you're at a 2, you don't need an agent, because you're gonna wind up paying for application fees and everything else, and you're gonna lose money. So let's look at some things. Are you really on this timeline that you think that you're on? And if you're not necessarily on this particular timeline, let's kind of fix your credit, because, or I just recently had somebody, I thought this was the funniest thing. She wanted a 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms. She wanted a big backyard. She literally wanted a 2-car garage with a huge basement. And she said, they gotta take 4 animals. I said, "Oh,
4 animals?
Yeah, 4 animals."
What did she have?
But no.
She a Catwoman?
But so guess the price that she wanted in this.
$2,500 a month.
I was gonna say 18.
Oh, that's cute. She wanted to pay $800 a month. She wanted me to find.
She want to live in a Robert Taylor's?
She thought you was gonna accept
the Hornets.
She thought I was going to be able, and I said, "Ma'am, so I told her, I said, I cannot find that. If I could find that, everybody would love that.
I would live everybody.
Right?
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Well, what good are you?" I said, "Well, I'm sorry, I cannot help you to find that." And so she said, "Well, let me finish." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna let you finish, because it's getting entertaining to me." Right. And she said, "I'm sorry." Then she said, "Well, when I get there, I'm gonna have to find a job." So you don't even have a job.
Wait. Okay, ma'am. Well, our time is over.
And so I said, "Oh, somebody's punking me.
Definitely
this
the cameras.
Cannot be real.
Yeah.
Somebody must. Where's Ashton Kutcher? He needs to jump out right now, because this conversation is about to go left."
You were household catfished.
Right. And so many people in this world actually think, "Well, you're an agent, you should do this," or "You're an agent." Well, first of all, agents, there's nobody that's paying our gas tank. So when we get out and we're running around for you, we're doing it because we care about you and we want to do it.
And money.
And if you're wasting our time to go places, then and you can't qualify for anything because you've not been honest with us, and this comes for buyers also, then we're taking from our households, we're taking from our children, we're taking from food off of our table. Also, don't get me wrong, this is what we do.
Right.
And so I just say, like any other relationship, you want that person to be honest with you, and then they have to be willing to accept. You don't mind if I touch you, do you, Candy?
Oh, no.
I
think he likes when you're doing it. So,
Candy.
just keep doing it.
So it's like any other relationship. You want your partner to be honest with you. And if your partner can't be honest, you need to tell them kick rocks. Next. Because I have fired a client. I'm like,
hit the road, Jack.
I'll holler.
Well, I was getting ready to say something because Dirty Eagle likes to jump in and take my questions for me. So what I was getting ready to say is, what pointers can you give to our community, folk that look like us, on wanting to take that next step outside of renting a home? What's the format that they need?
So I love that question. That's the best question ever. So first things first, when you're ready to purchase, you actually need to plan. So I like to equate it to planning for your wedding. You know that there's certain things that you need to get in order. So if you know that you're not taking care of, you have bills that need to be paid and maybe they're falling behind, you need to make sure you're catching up on things and get your credit cleared up. Some people come in with great credit, some people don't. In that case, if you don't, you might want to look at some avenues of cleaning it up. And then unless you're a veteran, you'll need to come to the table with a certain amount of money.
What's a good amount?
A deposit?
There's no.
I mean,
set
percentage
number.
wise. Percentage wise, what do you think is a good amount, percentage wise, of the full value?
Or does it depend on your credit?
So you'll have to talk to your loan officer because it'll be based off your loan.
Oh, okay.
So you have conventional loans, FHA loans, you have VA loans. So in some cases, you actually have to come to the table with closing costs. And then, if you're a buyer, the seller may contribute to that. So there is no set number because if you're buying a $50,000 house and she's buying a $500,000 house, if I give you a number and, it's not going to even equate. But I always tell people you want enough money that for the first year, you don't want to buy a house and get in there and you can't cut on the lights or you don't have any furniture because you've gone above your budget. So create a budget for yourself. Make some sort of savings because you do want to get in there and you want to be comfortable. There are people that they want to quote unquote flex and they'll go buy something that's out of their price range and they can't afford anything else. And you're like, you'll get a phone call, hey, I need some food. Oh, okay, what's going on? Well, I got to make this mortgage payment because they hadn't planned. And we don't want people to be in a place where they're stuck behind the 8 ball, sort of say. So I say about 6 months to a year before you really want to purchase is a good amount of time to sit down and say what you want. Also, know what you want. You can't come in and say, okay, well, I make $30,000 a year, I want $1 million house. You're not going to get that. But you might say, I need a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and a basement. Some people don't want a house. Some people want a condo. Some people want a townhouse. So be specific. The one thing that burns me up is if I have a client and they'll say, I want a 2-flat. Let's go look at 2 flats. And we spend 3 months looking at 2 flats. And they're like, okay, I really want a single family home. And you're like, we've wasted
all that time.
And then you might have found what you really wanted, but we've bypassed that. So, this is the time you would actually have a consultation with your agent and say, hey, this is your ABC. This is the amount of money we're spending. This is what we're looking for. Let's be real specific because if I send you this is what we're going to look at. The areas, you'll have people, they'll name elaborate areas and you're like, yeah, your money doesn't match that area. And then you have to take in consideration taxes. You might find a place that's quote unquote reasonable for you, but the taxes might be crazy. I saw one house and the house I thought the price was perfect. It was great. But the taxes alone were $1,000 a month. And so, you're adding now onto that you're adding on to that now your mortgage payment, your insurance, everything. And so it'll throw you out your price range. If you're looking at a condo or something that has an HOA, you have to be careful of those association fees too. And you need to calculate that in there. You might see something and you're like, oh, this is great. This is underneath my budget. But then the HOA fee and then the taxes they'll throw you out. So that's where my professionalism comes in, and we have a discussion like, hey, that place, I know you like it. It may not work because it's going to be outside of your budget.
Now, I know there's 3 people you never lied to, and I know we got to get out of it because we got a jam-packed schedule, but there's 3 people that you never lied to. One is your
gynecologist?
Yeah, your doctor. You never lie to your doctor. If you got something going down with your cooter cat, you're going to have to let your doctor know.
The tiger.
The second thing, you never lie to your lawyer. I know that firsthand.
Power.
And you never lie to your real estate agent.
Please don't.
Because they're going to find out.
One more person.
Or your life
insurance agent.
Yeah, don't lie to them either because, damn it, y'all don't understand. We know anyway.
Yeah.
But before we go, real quickly, in 30 seconds, I do want to know
That's like my last marriage, 30 seconds.
What separates you from all other real estate agents? Because there's thousands of them out there.
It's millions of them out there.
So why should someone choose you?
Ms. Zakiya.
So I take everybody personally. I love people. So I honestly have care and compassion. Don't get me wrong. I work at an amazing company. And so everybody I'm associated with are really great.
Keller Williams,
Elite.
Shout
out.
And then my friendly reporter in Florida.
Shout out.
All right. So I got to give everybody a shout out. But so the care and the compassion and the willingness to take the time to to deal with a person and be honest with them. Sometimes you have to say, I can't help you. Mm-hmm. It's impossible for me to help you. And people don't like that. But sometimes they say, oh, thanks. I really appreciate you being honest rather than sending me through all these loopholes. And then sometimes you get a phone call and they curse you out. So the difference is I'm going to try my best to be as honest as I possibly can. And when I say as honest, that means with the information that you give me, based off of that is what I'm going to tell you what we can do. If you come to me and you say, I got an 820 credit score and I make $500,000 a year and da-da-da-da, and here's my pre-approval.
If they come with you, I'm willing to lease Candace out.
I'm willing to lease Candace out too.
Getting thrown to the curb.
Yeah,
it's
I
okay.
got you, Candy. And
I appreciate it.
You know, and so with the information, I try to give you the best advice. And I might say, hey, bro, I love you, but you might need to rent a tent in the backyard at your mama crib.
Get your life together.
Yeah, because this might not work out. But that's the difference, because I love every client that I have, and so I take them all personally, and I try to treat people better than I would want to be treated.
Amazing. Yeah. Look, this is your first time on the VIP Lounge, but it definitely won't be your last time. We appreciate you for all that you do, everything that you do. And you know what? You have no idea the impact that you've made on our personal life. You are just an amazing human being. We love you. We appreciate you. And we definitely look forward to seeing you back here soon.
So the one thing I want to say, because you didn't just, so the Fred Hampton thing, you know what I'm saying? So when the movie came out, I made my kid watch it with me, and because it's such an important story. So the Black Panthers, you're too young at 25 to understand the importance of them. And so, even at my age, they had started to come down. But what I did, and I think, and so this is to all us people of color when it comes to our children. I started this thing with me and my daughter. I call it the sequel in me. And I take her on adventures. So I took her to Fred Hampton's birth home. Wow. I took her to his statue in Maywood. I took him to Proviso. I took her to the college. And then we had a discussion about him. Obviously, the building that he was murdered, let's just be realistic about, is torn down. But we had to have a discussion so she can know the importance of what was going on. Mm-hmm. And so many times, those things are overlooked, but we need to start taking our kids and showing them what is going on. Like I took her to Emmett Till's house. So when spoiler alert, when he says that his mom used to babysit Emmett Till, my daughter put those two things together, and that was a conversation to have about saving our Black communities. That's all I had to say.
Okay. That's beautiful. I like that.
This is exactly why you are one of the most beautiful people that we know. Just that point right there. Once again, it's your first time on the VIP Lounge. It definitely won't be the last time. We love you. We appreciate you.